Do you remember when someone promised you that everything would get better? Those words felt like a relief, a light at the end of the tunnel. But over time, you realized they were just empty echoes, promises that never materialized. Emotional disillusionment sets in when hope turns into frustration, and trust in another's words crumbles like a house of cards. He always had a ready answer, a reason to justify why things didn't go as promised. Tomorrow will be different, he would say, while you clung to the expectation, believing that the future held the solution to your problems. However, the days dragged on, and reality grew heavier. What should have been support turned into a burden, and the feeling of stagnation intensified. With every unfulfilled promise, a piece of your trust slipped away. You began to ask yourself what was happening. The love was real, but the words were mere illusions. What was meant to be a comfort became a source of pain. Every hopeful phrase you heard became a reminder of your vulnerability. Disillusionment, an unwelcome visitor, settled in your heart. When reality finally imposed itself, you found yourself in a dark place surrounded by uncertainties. What once seemed like a clear path was now shrouded in fog, and the way out felt distant. The promises of better days not only failed, they left a trail of doubts that eroded your faith in relationships. You questioned yourself, how could I believe in something so fragile? The iceberg of disillusionment is made up of invisible layers of expectations and unreciprocated emotions. For every empty word, there is a wound that deepens. The pain of these unfulfilled promises is often overlooked, but transforms into an emotional weight that you carry for a long time. The feeling of betrayal is palpable, and the question, why did I believe, echoes incessantly in your mind. As you struggle to understand what happened, the truth is that change doesn't come from words, but from actions. Empty promises crumble when faced with reality. You realize that true strength comes from within, from the ability to rise again after each disappointment. The healing journey begins when you accept that change doesn't depend on others, but on how you choose to move forward. The revelation may be bitter, but it is essential. By acknowledging the disappointment, you make room for new experiences and more authentic relationships. You learn to value concrete actions over empty words. This realization serves as a beacon, guiding your way and showing that it is possible to rebuild trust, but now based on actions rather than promises. Thus, when you look back, you recognize that emotional disillusionment was a harsh but necessary teacher. It taught you the importance of discerning between what is real and what is illusory, between genuine promises and empty words. The process may be painful, but it is the key to a more authentic future, where your emotions are respected and your expectations are realistic. When you finally leave behind the empty words, you will find the strength to rewrite your story. The path may be long, but the journey of self-discovery is where the true beauty of the human experience lies. It is the most important step, transforming pain into wisdom and disappointments into new beginnings. Do you remember what it was like to live with hope? It was a time when every promise sounded like a fresh start, a breath of renewal for your expectations. With each new declaration that everything would get better, you felt invigorated, as if you were about to enter a new chapter of your life. However, reality soon imposed itself, revealing the fragility of those promises. The words didn't hold up, and hope turned into a shadow. The feeling of disillusionment settled in slowly, like a fog that obscures what once seemed clear. What should have been a safe harbor was now turning into a place of helplessness. Every time expectations were not met, you questioned whether there was something wrong with yourself. Doubt began to erode your self-esteem, making you feel like you were trapped in an endless cycle of frustrations. Unfulfilled promises not only affected your perception of others, but also your own ability to trust yourself. Disillusionment created a crack in your self-confidence. You became more cautious, hesitant to open yourself up to new promises. Each new interaction was marked by a fear that the same pattern would repeat itself. This distrust was not only towards others, but also towards yourself. You began to realize that words hold significant power, but that power is not absolute. Promises can sound beautiful, but if they are not accompanied by actions, they become just that, words. Action is what truly grounds reality. This realization was painful, yet also liberating. You recognize that you cannot rely on anyone's word to shape your happiness. That responsibility is solely yours. With each new interaction, you became more attuned to behaviors and attitudes. What once was an impulse to believe in words has now transformed into a desire to see authenticity in actions. You sought signs that the intentions were genuine. This shift in perspective brought new clarity to your life. From this moment on, you started surrounding yourself with people who showed commitment and honesty. It's interesting to note how this journey of self-discovery can open doors to healthier relationships. When you become more selective about who you allow into your life, you create space for more genuine connections. These new relationships are grounded in mutual understanding and realistic expectations. Disillusionment, although painful, provided you with a new criterion for evaluating the people around you. The pursuit of authenticity has become a central part of your existence. You began to realize that while words are important, actions are what truly speak. The people who commit to acting, striving, and being present in your life are the ones who truly deserve your time and energy. This new mindset has allowed you to distance yourself from toxic relationships and draw closer to bonds that nourish your soul. The pain of disillusionment doesn't disappear instantly, but you've learned to cope with it in a healthier way. Instead of closing yourself off from the world, you started to allow yourself to feel and express that pain. The practice of sharing your experiences with trusted individuals has become a cornerstone of healing. Open and honest conversations have transformed into a safe space where you can reveal your vulnerabilities without fear of judgment. You discovered that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. By sharing your experiences, you not only liberated yourself from emotional burdens, but also allowed others to connect with you on a deeper level. This exchange of life stories creates bonds that are much more meaningful than superficial agreements. The understanding that everyone faces disappointments at some point in their lives has brought about a sense of community that you didn't expect to find. Now, looking back, you see disappointment not as an end, but as a means of transformation. Each experience of frustration has shaped you, helping you become the person you are today. You've learned that true resilience is not about avoiding pain, but facing it with courage and determination. Life is a series of ups and downs, and you have accepted that this is part of the human experience. The journey of healing is ongoing. Sometimes you still feel the echoes of unfulfilled promises, but now they don't carry the same weight. You've learned to distinguish between pain that is worth carrying and pain that should be left behind. This discernment has given you a new perspective on what it means to move forward. Every step towards self-discovery is an act of self-love. Change is not a destination, but a process. You recognize that life is made up of daily choices, and each choice has the potential to shape your future. Understanding this has given you the power to rewrite your narrative. Now, you allow yourself to dream, but with your feet firmly planted on the ground of reality. The new promises you make to yourself are based on concrete actions, not empty illusions. In the end, emotional disappointment has become an unexpected ally in your quest for authenticity and truth. You've learned to embrace your vulnerability and build relationships based on mutual trust. The pain of disappointment hasn't vanished, but has transformed into a constant reminder that you are capable of overcoming challenges and finding beauty in life's imperfections. This is the true strength you carry within you, a strength that drives you to move forward, always in pursuit of a more authentic and fulfilling future. You've learned that life is made up of choices, and that each choice directly impacts your emotional well-being. The journey of self-discovery is not a straight path. It is filled with detours and obstacles. Each challenge becomes a learning opportunity, a chance to reflect on your experiences and your reactions to them. This new perspective brings a sense of empowerment that once felt distant. What were once empty promises now transform into lessons. You realize that trust cannot be placed blindly in the words of others, but must be cultivated through consistent actions. This understanding leads you to set clearer boundaries in your relationships. You become more attentive to the behaviors of others, evaluating whether they truly align with what is promised. This healthy vigilance is not a sign of distrust, but rather a way to protect your emotional well-being. Trust rebuilds slowly, but with each new interaction, you feel stronger. You begin to surround yourself with people who demonstrate sincerity and commitment. Friendships that once seemed superficial now gain depth. Conversations become more meaningful, and you start to share your insecurities and fears without the fear of judgment. This creates a safe space where you can be yourself. Over time, you discover that vulnerability is not only acceptable, but essential. By opening up, you allow others to do the same. This cycle of sharing creates stronger and more authentic bonds, grounded in mutual understanding. You realize that many others have also gone through experiences of disillusionment, and that this pain, although difficult, is a common part of the human experience. The practice of expressing your emotions rather than suppressing them becomes essential. You start writing about your experiences, creating a journal that reflects your journey. Writing releases feelings that were previously bottled up and provides clarity amid emotional confusion. With each filled page, you feel lighter, as if you're lifting a weight off your shoulders. As you move forward, you realize that healing is not a destination, it's a series of small steps. At times you will encounter setbacks, days when the memories of unfulfilled promises hit hard. In these moments you learn to be kind to yourself. You allow yourself to feel the pain, but do not let it consume you. This balanced approach becomes a powerful tool in your journey. Self-compassion helps you navigate the tough days. You understand that you don't need to have all the answers right away. Life is a process of continuous learning, and each experience, whether good or bad, contributes to your growth. This new way of seeing yourself transforms how you view others. You become more empathetic, recognizing that each person carries their own struggles. Empathy translates into action. You begin to engage in activities that promote the well-being of others, whether through volunteering, helping friends, or simply listening to someone in need. You realize that generosity not only benefits those who receive, but also brings a deep sense of personal satisfaction. This exchange of energy becomes fuel for your own happiness. You also discover the importance of taking care of yourself. Self-care becomes a priority, and you start exploring new ways to nurture your body and mind. Practices like meditation, exercise, and healthy eating become part of your routine. These habits not only improve your physical state, but also bring mental and emotional clarity. You feel more balanced and prepared to face the challenges that arise. Focusing on mental and emotional health becomes a pillar of your life. You seek to learn about psychology and personal development. Books, courses, and lectures become sources of inspiration and knowledge. This pursuit of learning is not just a way to escape disappointments, but a means to better understand yourself and others. You become more aware of the emotional dynamics that shape life and relationships. With this new perspective, you begin to set more realistic expectations. Instead of getting carried away by grand promises, you focus on concrete actions. You realize that it is healthier to value small gestures of affection and care rather than waiting for grand declarations. This shift in mindset brings a new lightness to your interactions. You learn to celebrate small victories and to be grateful for what you already have. Gratitude becomes a daily practice. By cultivating a more positive outlook on life, you become less susceptible to disappointment. Expressing gratitude for simple moments like a hot cup of coffee in the morning or a pleasant conversation with a friend contributes to a more joyful and light-hearted state of mind. This change of focus allows you to see the beauty in the little things, even on difficult days. You start to connect with your intuition. That inner voice that has always been there but was muffled by unmet promises now becomes clearer. You learn to trust your instincts and follow your heart. This intimate connection with yourself brings a sense of direction and purpose, helping you make decisions that align with your values and desires. At the end of your journey, you realize that emotional disillusionment, although painful, has been a catalyst for your growth. You have transformed into someone stronger, more self-aware, and more true to yourself. This new version of you is unafraid to open up, but also doesn't hesitate to close doors that no longer serve your well-being. And so, you continue to move forward, with a hopeful outlook for the future. The lessons learned are invaluable, and you are ready to embrace new experiences, relationships, and opportunities. Life is a journey, and you now feel more prepared to face it with authenticity and courage. You have come to understand that after each disillusionment, there was a lesson to be learned. Life is not just about the joys, but also about how to cope with adversities. Every negative experience brought a new perspective and a deeper understanding of yourself and others. You started to realize that while pain is difficult, it is an essential part of personal growth. This journey of self-discovery is not linear. There are good days when everything seems to flow, and bad days when the shadow of disillusionment threatens to return. However, you now possess the tools to cope with these moments. You have learned to self-assess and recognize when emotions start to weigh you down. This recognition is crucial, as it allows you to intervene before the situation worsens. As a result, you have become more aware of your emotional needs. The practice of self-reflection has become a regular part of your routine, and you often ask yourself, what do I really need at this moment? This proactive approach helps you to avoid sinking into feelings of despair. Instead, you seek ways to lift yourself up. You have also discovered the importance of social support. Talking with friends and family has become a source of comfort and understanding. Open communication is a powerful tool. By sharing your experiences, you not only relieve your emotional burden, but also strengthen your connections. The people around you become more than just listeners. They become allies on your journey. This support network is invaluable, as you realize that you are not alone. Everyone faces challenges, and by sharing your stories, you create a safe space for dialogue. Conversations turn into moments of mutual growth, where everyone learns from one another. Vulnerability transforms into a collective strength. You've started to engage more in community activities. Volunteering has become a regular practice, and this connection with others has brought a new perspective to your life. By helping those who are going through tough times, you recognize that pain is a universal experience. This understanding brings a sense of solidarity and purpose. The act of helping others not only provides relief to those receiving help, but also to you. Every act of kindness serves as a reminder that, despite disappointments, there is still goodness and compassion in the world. This exchange of energy becomes a positive cycle, where everyone benefits in some way. You've also begun to set clearer boundaries in your relationships. The awareness that empty promises have no place in your life has led to a more assertive attitude. Now, when someone makes a promise, you expect to see actions that support it. This change isn't just about distrust, it's about respecting yourself and your own needs. Assertiveness has become a valuable skill. You've learned to express your expectations clearly and directly. By doing so, you position yourself healthily in relationships, creating an environment where communication is valued. This new dynamic allows you to build more authentic and meaningful connections. Self-care has also become a priority. You've realized that in order to be there for others, you first need to take care of yourself. Making time for yourself has become essential. Whether through activities you love, like reading, playing sports, or simply relaxing, you recognize the importance of nurturing your own soul. The balance between giving and receiving has become a guiding principle in your life. You've learned that you can't be the only source of support for others. This doesn't mean you don't care. Rather, taking care of yourself is crucial, so that you can be available for those who need you. You've allowed yourself to explore new interests and hobbies. This search for new paths has brought a sense of renewal. Each new activity has become an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. You've found yourself trying things you hadn't considered before, and this has brought a freshness to your life. Social interactions have become more enriching. Now you surround yourself with people who share your values, who respect your journey, and who are willing to grow alongside you. This conscious choice transforms your relationships, making them deeper and more rewarding. Resilience has become a defining characteristic of your personality. You've learned not to be disheartened by difficulties. With each challenge, you remind yourself of your capacity to overcome them. This self-confidence is reflected in your demeanor and the decisions you make. You realize that each day is a new opportunity to rewrite your story. The past no longer defines who you are. Rather, it's the choices you make today. The future has become an open space where you feel free to create your own narratives. Hope is renewed, not through empty promises, but through concrete and meaningful actions. Your journey is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. You have learned to rise, rebuild, and move forward, even when everything seems to be falling apart. This inner strength becomes a source of inspiration, not only for you, but also for those around you. So, as you look ahead, you feel prepared to face whatever comes your way. Life is full of ups and downs, but now you have the confidence to navigate these challenges. Emotional disillusionment, which once seemed like an insurmountable obstacle, is now just a part of your rich tapestry of experiences. You are ready to embrace the future with a new understanding of yourself and your relationships. Every step you take is a step toward your true self, and you know that, regardless of the difficulties, there will always be a new opportunity to grow and reinvent yourself. This new phase of your life brings a deeper understanding of the importance of setting realistic expectations. You realize that by valuing authenticity in relationships, the quality of interactions significantly improves. Open communication becomes one of the fundamental pillars for interacting with others. You learn to be honest about your needs and desires, creating a space where others also feel comfortable expressing themselves. The practice of setting healthy boundaries is a skill you develop over time. Understanding that you cannot please everyone becomes a relief. This gives you the freedom to prioritize your emotional well-being. Relationships become more balanced, where both sides contribute to mutual growth. You come to realize that this doesn't mean cutting people out of your life, but rather wisely choosing who becomes a part of it. Superficial interactions that used to take up a significant portion of your time are now replaced by more meaningful conversations. You seek to better understand the people around you by asking questions that go beyond the trivial. This genuine curiosity strengthens the bonds and allows you to know others on a deeper level. The connections you develop in this new space are more authentic and enriching. Furthermore, the regular practice of gratitude becomes an essential part of your daily routine. You begin to keep a gratitude journal, where you write about the little things that bring joy to your day. This practice not only enhances your perspective, but also helps combat the negativity that can arise during moments of disillusionment. By focusing on the good things, you train yourself to see the positive side of life, even when circumstances are not ideal. Self-care expands to include activities that nourish your soul. You discover the importance of engaging in hobbies that bring you pleasure, whether through reading, art, or music. These activities become a form of expression, a space where you can lose and rediscover yourself. The dedication to these moments transforms into a ritual of renewal, allowing you to recharge your energies and maintain emotional balance. As you progress on this journey, you realize that life is full of nuances. The understanding that there is no magic formula for happiness becomes clear. Each person deals with their own pain and challenges, and you become more empathetic towards the struggles of others. This empathy not only brings you closer to others, but also helps you cultivate a more supportive community. You become involved in social causes that resonate with your values. Volunteering becomes a natural extension of your desire to contribute positively to the world. As you dedicate your time and energy to helping others, you realize that this exchange is beneficial for everyone involved. The connection established through altruism brings a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The practice of self-care also reflects the importance of taking care of your mental health. You begin to seek ways to manage stress and anxiety, exploring techniques such as meditation and mindfulness. These practices become valuable tools that help you stay calm during turbulent times. Deep breathing, for example, transforms into an accessible resource in moments of tension, allowing you to regain clarity and focus. In times of difficulty, you learn to allow yourself to feel. Repressing emotions is left behind, making way for acceptance. You recognize that feeling pain is not a sign of weakness, but rather a human aspect of the experience. This acceptance brings a new level of freedom, where you can confront your feelings without fear of judgment or feeling overwhelmed. The new relationships you cultivate are based on mutual understanding and respect. You notice that people respond positively to your authenticity. When you present yourself as you truly are, others feel encouraged to do the same. This atmosphere of honesty creates a safe space where everyone can be vulnerable and share their stories without fear. You also realize that the importance of maintaining a growth mindset becomes more evident. Each challenge is seen as an opportunity to learn and grow. This perspective helps you approach life with curiosity and a willingness to experiment. You allow yourself to make mistakes, knowing that each one is an opportunity for learning. The journey of self-discovery continues to unfold, revealing new facets of your personality. You become more confident in your decisions, aware that you have the ability to shape your own life. This confidence is reflected in your posture and how you interact with the world around you. You realize that life is not just about the highs, but also about how you navigate the lows. The resilience you have developed becomes an intrinsic part of who you are. Each step towards self-knowledge is a victory, and you learn to celebrate these achievements regardless of their size. The experiences of emotional disillusionment no longer disappear completely, but are now seen in a new light. They have become part of your story, not your final chapter. You recognize that each of them brought valuable lessons that shaped the person you have become. Looking to the future, you feel prepared to embrace life's uncertainties. Empty promises no longer hold power over you. You know that true change begins within, and that happiness is built daily. With this new mindset, you open yourself up to new opportunities and possibilities, knowing that each day is a chance to grow and reinvent yourself. And so you continue your journey, not only seeking what is to come, but also appreciating what you have already achieved. Emotional disillusionment has transformed into a springboard for a new beginning. You are ready to face the world with an open heart, a curious mind, and unwavering determination. You realize that the journey of self-discovery is not just about overcoming disappointments, but also about learning to value yourself. This self-worth begins to reflect in every aspect of your life. The way you present yourself to the world changes. You start dressing in a way that reflects who you really are, and this brings a new level of confidence. The clothes you wear, the way you communicate, everything becomes an extension of your true identity. This turns into an exercise in authenticity, where you not only seek acceptance, but also accept yourself. This acceptance extends to your mistakes and vulnerabilities. You learn that it's not necessary to be perfect, to be worthy of love and respect. By embracing your imperfections, you create a safe space to be vulnerable. This vulnerability is not a weakness, but rather an act of courage that allows others to approach you genuinely. From this place of authenticity, your relationships begin to flourish. You realize that some friendships that once seemed solid were not so real after all. Over time, you distance yourself from superficial relationships that do not offer support or understanding. This is not an act of rejection, but a conscious choice to prioritize your emotional health. You start surrounding yourself with people who respect your emotions and who also seek relationships based on sincerity. These connections bring a new sense of community, where you feel welcomed and valued. Furthermore, you begin to engage actively in activities that promote your well-being. Regular physical exercise becomes an important part of your routine. You discover that moving your body not only improves your physical health, but also has a positive impact on your mental health. The simple act of exercising releases endorphins that help elevate your mood. You start exploring different activities, from outdoor walks to dance classes, and this brings a new level of joy to your life. Nutrition also becomes a priority. You become aware that what you put into your body has a direct effect on your well-being. By opting for healthy and nutritious foods, you notice an improvement in your energy and vitality. This change is not just about appearance, it's about how you feel on the inside. The connection between mind and body becomes clear, and you learn to listen to the signals your body sends you. Over time, you become more aware of your emotions. The practice of mindfulness is introduced into your life, helping you remain present in each moment. You discover that by focusing on the here and now, worries about the future and regrets about the past lose their power. This new ability to be present reflects in your daily interactions, making them more meaningful. You become a better listener, someone who truly pays attention and cares about what others have to say. Meditation becomes a regular practice. By taking time to silence your mind, you connect with your inner self. This not only brings clarity but also helps you manage stress. In moments when life becomes chaotic, you turn to this practice as a resource. This intentional pause allows you to recharge your energy and maintain perspective. You also start to explore the importance of expressing gratitude. The practice of giving thanks for the small things in everyday life becomes a powerful tool in your life. By focusing on what is positive, you create a cycle of optimism that permeates your interactions. You learn to appreciate each small success, each moment of joy, and this brings a new level of satisfaction. The quest for self-knowledge becomes an ongoing journey. You begin to read personal development books, attend workshops, and expose yourself to new ideas. This thirst for knowledge isn't just about acquiring information, it's about understanding yourself better. Each new lesson becomes a piece of the puzzle that makes up who you are. As a result, you become more aware of your passions and interests. These discoveries lead you to explore new paths in your career. The previous dissatisfaction with your job transforms into a search for purpose. You begin to question what you really want to achieve and how you can align your career with your passions. This reflection prompts you to consider new courses, change fields, or even start a personal project that has always taken a back seat. The courage to pursue your dreams becomes a priority. Over time, you realize that you're not alone in this quest. Many people around you are also going through their own journeys of self-discovery. This sense of community provides invaluable support. You join groups that share similar interests, forming bonds that become essential for your growth. These interactions enrich your life and create a space where everyone can support one another. Furthermore, you become an advocate for emotional well-being. By sharing your experiences with those going through tough times, you become a source of inspiration. The act of telling your story creates an atmosphere of empathy, where others feel encouraged to open up about their own struggles. This exchange of experiences becomes a catalyst for healing, both for yourself and others. The ability to transform pain into wisdom becomes a driving force in your life. You learn that every disappointment, every challenge, is an opportunity for growth. This mindset helps you cope with setbacks in a healthier way. Instead of feeling defeated, you rise up and seek the lessons each situation brings. The journey of self-discovery, although filled with ups and downs, is now seen by you as a continuous process of evolution. You understand that there is no end point, but rather a path that unfolds before you. This understanding brings a sense of freedom. You allow yourself to be who you truly are, no longer tied to the standards you once believed you had to follow. Life transforms into a series of experiences, each contributing to your unique narrative. The connection with your true self strengthens, and you feel more prepared to face whatever comes your way. The empty promises of the past no longer hold power over you, and now you are capable of building your own story based on actions and meanings. This new phase of your life is marked by a commitment to authenticity, both in your actions and in your relationships. You feel empowered to define what is meaningful to you and to create a future that reflects your deepest values. The journey continues, and you are ready to embrace every moment, knowing that the true beauty of the human experience lies in the ability to reinvent yourself and grow. You have become more aware of your emotions and the needs of others. This heightened awareness allows you to establish more authentic connections. Conversations that were once superficial now deepen, bringing about a mutual understanding that did not exist before. You realize that empathy is an essential skill and strive to truly listen to the experiences of others. Self-care has become a priority. You understand that taking care of yourself is not selfish, but a necessity. Taking time for activities you enjoy, such as reading or playing sports, becomes a fundamental part of your routine. These activities not only bring joy, but also help recharge your energy. You also begin to recognize the importance of setting clear goals. These goals, no matter how small, provide a sense of direction and purpose. You make a conscious effort to be more proactive instead of waiting for opportunities to come your way. This shift in mindset leads you to seek out courses and workshops that expand your skills and knowledge. Additionally, you become an advocate for a healthy environment. Sharing your experiences with others not only strengthens your connections, but also inspires those around you. You realize that vulnerability is a strength, allowing others to feel safe to open up. This dynamic creates a solid support network, essential for collective emotional growth. Before you leave, take 2 actions now. Take a deep breath and hold on to what touched your heart today. And if it makes sense, share this story with someone else who needs to hear it.